Bad Luck and Magic is a portal into self-discovery and alignment. I'm your host, Mal Burden, a cosmic life coach and fellow soul navigating the human experience. Every week, I'll give you an astrological forecast of the vibes for the week ahead so you'll know exactly what to expect when it comes to your emotions, relationships, career, and more. And every month, we'll hear from a local baddie as she shares her unique journey of self-discovery and aligning with her passions despite the challenges along the way. Now grab your favorite drink and get cozy because, honey, we are about to uncover the magic of the unknown. Let's get it, boo.
Girl, I wish you could see my outfit. Well, if you go on YouTube, you can see it. Okay. Girl! Yo, we ready for winter. Okay, we are ready for winter. Okay. Welcome to this week's episode of Bad Luck and Magic. We are getting to the end of this month. We are getting to the end of this year, and I think we are all feeling that vibe, feeling that energy. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about asserting your needs and your desires and becoming your biggest advocate. And why is that? Because Chiron, the wounded healer, is going to be moving direct in Aries after it's been retrograde for several months. So now that we have the sun shining through the stable and goal-oriented earth sign Capricorn, our vitality can be found in how we are taking inspired action towards our future vision. We may be noticing a poignant pressure to commit, to be patient, and to set boundaries as Saturn, Capricorn's ruling planet, makes demands of how we are expanding with Jupiter and communicating with Mercury. So we plod along this week while following Saturn's rulebook of being diligent and putting in hard, earnest work. And by the weekend, we realized just how far we've come because we've been integrating lessons around our self-worth, our personal power, and just like personal empowerment, like recognizing who the hell we are. And we've been reflecting on that since the end of July because that is when Chiron went retrograde. So this week, we want to ask ourselves, how have I healed in terms of my relationship to independence and personal power? I mean, that is a week, honey. That is a week. So we kind of have something tense going on in the skies, but we are being supported with Chiron going direct in Aries. But going through the bad luck and magic of this week, we have kind of on Tuesday it starts and then it goes through Thursday. You might be feeling this already, and it's likely still going to be lingering until early January. But there is a T-square happening between Jupiter in Gemini, Mercury in Sagittarius, and Saturn in Pisces. And what does that mean? Basically, when we have a T-square happening, there are two planets that are directly opposite from each other, and that is Jupiter and Mercury. So we're trying to expand, we're trying to grow, and actually Jupiter is retrograde right now. So we've actually been reassessing a particular area of life where we have been expanding and broadening our views. And then we have Mercury, like our communication, our thought processes, right across from that. And it's basically this energy of like feeling like you need to find the balance between your ideas, how you're communicating your ideas, maybe your subconscious beliefs, and also how that relates to where you are expanding, where you are growing. And they're both of those planets are making a square to Saturn in Pisces. So Saturn is all about putting in hard work. It is about restrictions, boundaries, commitment, sacrifice. So I'm getting the vibe that this week we're going to feel some pressure. We're going to feel maybe like we're not sure if we're actually going to be able to make our dreams a reality. There's some kind of pressure point here of like Saturn, which is related to karma, like have your past actions, how have they helped you up into this point? And now is a time to reassess, to be like, okay, am I on the right path? And if so, like, what can I do to put more commitment and structure around my goals and my vision for myself? So that's kind of a lot. That's kind of a heavy energy. And we're going to be feeling this on Christmas Eve, which isn't ideal. But, I mean, we already know that, like, during holidays, spending a lot of time with other people and other energies, things can be tense anyway. So this is just a reminder to take some deep breaths and make sure that you get to recalibrate and refresh your own energy as you need to. And just know that this is the holiday season. Like, nothing's gonna be happening anyway. Like, I think sometimes we want to just forge ahead and like try so hard to make something happen. And it's like sometimes we just need to slow down and reassess the situation and come up with a plan A and a plan B and get our mind right and know that, okay, if this is a vision that we actually want to work towards, like, it is going to require hard work. We may not see overnight success. We may just have to put our trust and our faith in ourselves, our ability, and like our connection with the universe. Like, everything's working out as it should. Like, again, if you are putting in the hard work and the effort, I think you're going to be okay. I think this is going to be more intense for us that maybe have been lacking in our boundaries, which I totally understand. You know, it is hard to understand what our boundaries need to be sometimes, or even how to communicate them, or even beyond that, how to uphold them when other people don't respect our boundaries. So that's a whole other thing. But if you've been struggling with boundaries, if you've been struggling with focusing on creating a structure and foundation for your dreams, like, it's going to be apparent right now. And I think the beauty of this transit is we are going to see where there are opportunities, maybe challenges, but really opportunities for us to step into this version of ourselves that we're actually actively trying to become. Like, that this is an opportunity for that. And it's all going to be okay. Like, keep your heart and your mind open to receive guidance from the universe or from your intuition. Like, being open-minded and saying, and being humble with it, and just being like, okay, I feel stuck. I still want to go in this direction, or, you know, I'm open to seeing what I need to see to make this work, or I'm open to seeing what I need to see, period, to be on my best, highest path. So it's going to be okay, but we might feel a little tense energy this week into early January. Then for the magic of this week, we have on Sunday, Chiron is going direct in Aries. So kind of like I mentioned, towards the end of July, Chiron went retrograde. And what do I want to say about this? Chiron is the wounded healer. It represents where we have some healing to do, but also there's so many lessons and so much empowerment in going through the process of healing those wounds. And the idea is wounded healer, it's like a person who has healed their wounds, maybe not fully, but they have gone through the process of healing certain wounds, and through that process they've been able to share their wisdom and support and care for other people who need or want to heal from similar things. So when Chiron, so we all have Chiron in our birth chart, and obviously it depends on your birth date, birth time, and all of that, but Chiron right now is moving through Aries, and Aries themes are like independence, being bold, being brave, kind of being like the leader, being passionate, taking action, being, I don't know if I said independent, but independence is a huge part of Aries. And it's like when Chiron is going through Aries, the things we are healing are the parts of us that maybe don't feel courageous enough to be independent or to be seen or to take initiative, to lead, to step into this authoritative role, to be passionate, to literally step into your personal power. So as it's been going through our chart, it would be interesting to know, well, actually we'll get into this with the mini scopes, but it's like, where have you been learning how to step into your personal power? So let's get into that actually. Let's go through the mini scopes. And this is essentially where, especially since July, you have been reflecting and reassessing your personal power and your independence. And now that it's going direct, you're going to have more clarity of what you've healed, how you've healed, and all of that. And how you're kind of like reaching to this new level of yourself after this healing process. So, as always, listen for your rising sign as well as your sun sign. Aries, Chiron has been moving through your first house, so this is all about your sense of self, your identity, your physical appearance, your personal goals. So this relates back to you reflecting and reassessing how you're showing up in those themes when it comes to independence and personal power. Taurus, this is happening in your 12th house of subconscious beliefs, introspection, isolation, and healing journey. Gemini, this is happening in your 11th house of friend groups, communities, organizations, hopes, and wishes. Cancer, this is happening in your 10th house of career, legacy, public image, and reputation. Leo, this is happening in your 9th house of personal expansion, spirituality, long distance travel, higher education. Virgo, this is happening in your 8th house of vulnerabilities, intimate relationships, resources from other people, death and rebirth, and transformation. Libra, this is happening in your 7th house of marriage, one-on-one partnerships, love, friends, business, therapists, etc., and contracts with other people. Scorpio, this is happening in your 6th house of health and wellness, daily habits, rituals, pets, lifestyle, and service to others. Sagittarius, this is happening in your 5th house of pleasure, fun, hobbies, creativity, children or inner child, and romance. Capricorn, this is happening in your 4th house of home, family dynamics, emotional foundation, roots, heritage, and sense of security. Aquarius, this is happening in your communication, local environment, siblings, cousins, short distance travel, and learning. That's your 3rd house. And then Pisces, this will be happening in your 2nd house of finances, possessions, values, budget, and self-worth. Okay. So reflect on that and think about how much more independent and maybe bold and courageous you feel as an individual within those particular themes as they relate to your sun and your rising sign. I guess I'm just reflecting on this. I'm reflecting on this for myself. And so for me, Chiron is going, I want to put some context to this to see if this helps, like my own scenario to see. So I'm an Aries sun, so I am learning to heal my relationship to independence when it comes to my personal goals and my sense of self and my identity, as well as Virgo rising. That's the 8th house of transformation, resources from other people, vulnerabilities, intimate relationships. Yeah, so I think for me, Chiron has been in Aries this whole year and even some last year. So it's been an ongoing process. I definitely relate to this because right now, I'm focused on coaching full time. I'm no longer at my 9 to 5, which was a huge goal of mine, but it's terrifying. And that is a big part of my personal goals, but it also relates to feeling vulnerable and creating oh my god, do y'all hear Pepper? I'm so sorry. Are you okay, buddy? Are you good? Okay. Anyway, I guess let me just round this out. I think I am healing how I communicate in my intimate relationships, because I'm realizing there are opportunities for me to be more vulnerable and open up more. And and my own personal transformation. I'm learning to try to be independent when it comes to my passions and the work that I'm trying to do. So this definitely resonates for me. I'm sure it will resonate with you on some level, to be honest. Okay. And I guess the cool thing about that too is now, when Chiron was retrograde, we were more so turned inward and reflecting on what we still have left to heal and all of that. And now that it will be going direct on Sunday, we're going to be able to step into that independence and personal power in a more obvious way to the outside world. And what I will say too, since Mars is Aries ruling planet, Mars is in retrograde right now. It will be, I think, until February or so. So once that station's direct as well, we will really be feeling like we're making some progress. So that is exciting. All right, let's see. So we did the mini scope. We went over the bad luck and the magic real quick. let's just zoom out and look at this week and what we got going on in terms of like our emotions, okay? So the moon on Monday, December 23rd, is in Libra, and it is a last quarter moon, so we are forgiving and letting go. We're releasing what no longer serves us, and we are clearing space for new beginnings because early next week we will be experiencing a new moon in Capricorn. So we got the moon in Libra Monday and Tuesday, okay? And that is all about harmony, social connections, collaborations, or relationships, and finding balance. So we might be noticing that we're more focused on our partners, best friends, closest family members, or even just creating balance in our day-to-day and creating like beauty within our day. And then on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we have the moon in Scorpio. So this is all about transformation, depth, like emotional depth, and did I say intimate relationships? Yeah. So that is when we will probably be feeling a little bit more emotional, and that's okay. But since Scorpio is a water sign, things can be a little bit more sensitive. And then on Saturday and Sunday, we will have the moon move into Sagittarius. So this brings up themes of adventure, optimism, and just personal expansion in general. Okay, so let's get into our tarot of the week. So, as always, choose a card 1, 2, or 3, and we will get started. So if you chose card number 1, you got the 9 of Cups, and this is a great card to receive. It's all about feeling satisfied, feeling content, wish fulfillment, and being self-sufficient. I think the one thing with this card is just being happy with where you are, like not necessarily looking to the future to try to figure out what you can control about that outcome. You're literally just in the present moment, or maybe it's a reminder to be in the present moment and recognize all the abundance that is around you, all that you have accomplished, and how your previous goals and wishes have come to fruition. So that's card number 1. Card number 2 is Page of Wands reversed. So as we know, with wands, it is related to our creativity and passion. And when the Page of Wands, which typically signifies like a new adventure or a new start or a new opportunity when it comes to creativity and passion, but when it's reversed, we're thinking we might feel uninspired, maybe the action is a little bit delayed, maybe not resonating with our own creativity and passion, or also feeling burnt out and like we missed out on an opportunity. So obviously, if you got this card this week, I think the suggestion here is to know that the hard work that you're putting in is making a difference, and it does matter. But this week, there may be a feeling of things being stalled or delayed and not moving forward. But I think the suggestion here is to instead of waiting for inspiration to come to you, or an opportunity to come to you, or goals coming to fruition, like try to bring it back to you. Try to bring it back to your intuition. Try to ground into your body instead of seeking something external. It's almost like I'm getting this sense that this person is disconnected to themselves and needing to reconnect to themselves. And once you do that, the passion, creativity always flows. Okay? Card number 3, we got 7 of Swords reverse. Somebody's been lying. Somebody's been lying, honey, because this card is all about honesty, revealing the truth coming to light, secrets being revealed. Like, this is kind of intense. But you know what? Swords have to do with our mind. So it could be that you have recently reconnected with your own inner spark and your own intuition. And there maybe have been a period of time where you felt so disconnected, you didn't even know what your truth was. So it's almost like this feeling of, now you're in this place where you are reconnected to yourself, and you're able to find your own truth, whatever that is. And you're able to be honest with yourself in whatever that truth is. Because that can be hard. So, but I think, yes, the good thing about this card is there is a sense of clarity. There is a sense of clarity now, a sense of clarity and truth. And I think that's the suggestion too, is to always be honest with yourself and be honest with others as well. Okay. Now on to the soul care inspo of the week. First things first, we have cleanse and purify your space. So the week leading up to a full moon, a new moon, I always love to clean my house, like really good, and change my sheets and all of that good stuff. And this week, I thought it would be a good idea to clean and purify my space. So I'm suggesting it to everyone else too. Just do a little decluttering, reorganizing, and then smudging your sage or Palo Santo, and open up some windows, let that negative energy out, so that as we start a new moon cycle and a new year, we are working with, we are working with a fresh, clean slate. The second is reflect on how far you've come. Wait, what does this say? Sorry. Reflect on how you've connected to something greater this year. Maybe that's your intuition, your higher self, synchronicities, divine guidance, signs, inklings, abundance, support from beyond, dreams, unexpected support. I think sometimes we forget how much the universe has our back. So this is just an exercise to just reflect back on all of those special moments or serendipitous moments that you had, and really the unexpected support, I would say, is such a great way to recognize and be grateful for the abundance that you have drawn to you this year, that you have allowed yourself to receive. And I think really basking in that gratitude is only going to create more space for more abundance to come in. And then 3, we have make a meal from scratch, which is supporting us in slowing down and just being in the present moment and appreciating the fruits of our labor. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Like, put some good music on and like make a chicken pot pie or something. Make some good soup. Whatever your favorite like cozy meal is. All right, so that's what I got this week. I hope y'all have, if you celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. And yeah, I hope you're just taking some time to rest and relax and do whatever you need to do to feel good as we close the chapter on another year. All right, well, I hope you have an amazing week. Safe travels. I love ya. Bye.